Looks like it just did. You might see Facebook notification pop up.
Let me check right now. No.
Not yet. Just give me a second. Just make sure it's working before we started. We'll just check YouTube real quick.
There it goes.
YouTube is to our Facebook. Okay, cool. All right, no sweat. All right, let's go ahead and speak through this real quick. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, Shabbat, Katham, shout out to brothers, Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, and Katham, Shalom, shout out to all the sisters, I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota, with the Sabbath service. Salaki for the tardiness, you know what I mean, late start. Had to get certain things in order. Today we are going to be ending off with Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, and moving forward into the 9th chapter. And then, of course, later on tonight, before sundown, we have the Day of Atonement, which will be another Sabbath, which is going to be about, a good hour, hour 30 minutes, to speak about the whole purpose of what the Day of Atonement is. So we're just going to go ahead and move forward. But before we do that, I'm going to call up a brother to the podium. If you could step forward. Yeah. And actually, you can be on this side because you're going to come this way. All right, and it looks like actually you want to speak your registry first, then salute.
All right. Kanagabar, Banyauda, Banyasha. Yahweh Shem Yahshabakata.
Kanagabar, Banyauda, Banyasha. Then we salute. Majba. Yeah. Imagine. Rock. Yahweh Shem Yahshabakata. Now. Yeah. All right, so go ahead and write the scrolls. And also, yep, you got it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the prayers. All right, I need everybody to stand a Mijim, and we are going to face the east. All right. So I just want everybody to repeat after me. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanav.
Abanav.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Ayah. Kah. Lakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Ayah. Hashemayim. Nathan Lanaw. Nakom. Wasalakina. Kuwabuwakina. Kasalakina. Kuwawakina. Wala'a. Dawiyayina. Banasayawan. Abal. Awashayina. Ayan. Ra. Kiyah. Ka. Amalakwa. Waha'a. Wa'ala. Wa'akapara. La'alam. Aman. Actually, yeah, you go ahead.
Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
So be it. All right. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha. Anyanya. Ahari. Mayan. Yaba. Azaria. Mayam. Yahweh. Asha. Shemayim. Barataza. Ayatham. Nawat. Ayanawam. Shamar. Ana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yasham. Shawamah. Sha'al. Shamar. Yahweh. Zakah. Yamamam. Ashamash. La'ayaka. Bayrak. Walayala. Yahweh. Ashamar. Kora. Shamar. Aknapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Wabawak. Mayata. Wa'ad. Awalam.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From which comes my help?
My help comes from Yahweh,
My help comes from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh
Yahweh
is thy keeper.
is thy keeper.
Yahweh
Yahweh
is thy shade upon thy right hand.
will shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Shall preserve thee.
from all evil. From this
All right, Hakai in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Hakushah. Dun Lanav. Hakai. Hakai. Larapa'ah. Kar Makalah. Kar Marawa. Hakai. Tahar. Hamatazari. Hakai. Lahaki. Hamati. Hakai. Arakawa. Hatama'ala. Garishim. Ba'ashim Yahushua. Wa'alaman.
Prayer for the power in English. Yahweh. The name Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Try when you're done. Can you turn the page for me?
Oh,
No sweat. All right. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Rakmanah.
Yahweh.
Yahshalah.
Yahshalah.
Wahabayah. Sakari. Barak. Pa'ah. Gun. Say the name of the Lord once. Everyone repeats the name once. So, of course, this is the prayer where you type in someone's name online, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, and we will repeat that name and send up prayers to them. Otherwise, we'll start with people in the room.
Samuel Floyd.
Sammy Floyd.
Corey Floyd.
Corey Floyd.
Minnesota. I.S.U.P.K. Minnesota.
I.S.U.K. Minnesota.
I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
I.S.U.K. Kentucky.
The Kentucky 8.
The Kentucky 8.
I.S.U.P.K. Ohio.
I.S.U.K. Ohio.
Southern Ohio.
Southern Ohio.
Central Ohio.
Central Ohio.
And Northern Ohio.
Northern Ohio.
I.S.U.P.K. Indianapolis.
I.S.U.K. Indianapolis.
I.S.U.P.K. Northern Indiana.
I.S.U.K. Northern Indiana.
I.S.U.P.K. New York.
I.S.U.K. New York.
Done.
Anybody else? All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All right, I'm assuming nobody else. Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Wa'alaman.
Wa'alaman. Prayer to bless Israel in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
Loved ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Turn it one more time. Just one more time. Turn it. Yeah. And then I got it from here. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahai.
Alahai.
Riyalaka.
Riyalaka.
Takarash.
Takarash.
Squat. GEN.YAHANNA.
GEN.YAHANNA.
Awapika. Yahamma. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Amaka. Yahweh Yomba. Sawada. Bayatha. Yawata Sawa. Out is a Pumbuka. Amara. Kawa. Wanakaya Dun. Makawi. Wala'a. Sakar. Shamya Sha'al.
Arya,
Kia,
Kia,
Watazawa,
Matazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Kapia,
Lakari,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Baria,
Baria,
Koa,
Lakari,
Ahoy,
Ahoy,
Adawam,
Adawan,
Waya Shema,
Maya Shema,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawapi,
Mawali,
Wakari,
Wagari,
Kabal,
Kabal,
Wamawan,
Omawan,
Wamalak,
Omalak,
Halashat,
Halashat,
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Vam Ashawar,
Kamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Ayawa,
Zerwad,
Zawar,
Labani Lawat,
Abani Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
I.S.H.A.LAM,
Shalaham,
Kamadi,
Kamadi,
Kasaya,
Kasai,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabni,
Kayabi,
Banakor,
Manakor,
Kwayash,
Kwayash,
One,
Wana,
Nasham Madawa,
Nashamawa,
Slak, Nasham Madwa,
Nashamabwa,
Bayan,
Mayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Laman,
La'adama,
La'ama,
Shinyakawa,
Shinyakawa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa,
Yawa,
Kaira,
Kara,
Ukazaba,
Kazaba,
Ukazaba,
Kazaba,
Ukazazo,
Kazazo,
Mana,
Mana,
Ka, Nayasakawa,
Nasasawa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amaru,
Amar,
Narasha,
Narsha,
Manawa,
Nanawa,
Ah, Na'awa,
Nawa,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shinyakawa,
Shinyakawa,
Kavogo,
Gaga,
Kakwash,
Kabash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Rayaka,
Rayaka,
Thuradatma,
Daradam,
Masarika,
Basara,
Basu,
Labasa,
Upapka,
Lapaka,
Dalahalam,
Dalahala,
Mala'a,
Wala'a,
Panyaham,
Payaham,
Kualawan,
Kalawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Wakwashi,
Kash,
Shinka,
Shukar,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Bashu,
Bash,
Waya,
Waya,
Wahol,
Wahal,
Aya'ai,
Ayah,
Waya,
Waya,
Kapar,
Kapar,
Waya,
Waya,
Ababu,
Abab,
Waya,
Waya,
Dairu,
Dar,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shinka,
Shukar,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labaka,
Labaka,
Awiwan,
Ayawan,
Ah,
Ah,
Ha,
Ka,
Ha,
Ha,
Harakazal.
Ramak,
So I think it's right.
Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence in the house.
Keep not thy silence in your heart.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still, y'all.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
the enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
And they hate
have
thee.
lifted up their head.
Have lifted up their
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They take private counsel
against thy people,
against thy
and
people.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
So against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They said,
Come, let us cut them off,
let's cut them off.
from being a nation,
Be in the nation.
that the name of Israel
The name of Israel.
may be no more remembered.
No one remembers.
For they have consulted together
For they consulted together.
with one consent.
And 1%.
They are confederate against thee,
They are prepared against thee.
the tabernacles of Eden,
The tabernacles of Edom.
and the
And the
Israelites
Israelites.
of Moab,
Of Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
And the Hagarenes.
Gabal,
Gabal.
and Ammon,
And
and Amalek,
And Amalek.
the Philistines,
Philistines.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
That's the Tyre.
Assur also
Assur also
is joined with them.
is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They help the children of God.
Lot.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as is the meeting,
as to Sisera,
as is the
as
servant,
to Jabin,
as the javelin,
as the brook of Kissar,
as the brook of the sun,
which perished to Endor.
prayers of the endure.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as down for the earth.
Make the nobles like a rail,
Make the nobles like warrior,
and like Zaid,
and like Zee.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all the princes,
as Zebulun Zalmunna,
as the
who said,
who said,
Let's take to ourselves
let's take to ourselves
the house of Yahweh possession.
the house of Yahweh possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make it like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
except before the wind,
as the fire burns the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
and as the flame sets the mountains on fire.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
To persecute them with thy tempest,
To persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy
and
storm.
make them afraid of thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill the face of shame,
that they may seek thy name,
and receive thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Let them be confounded
let them be found
and troubled
in trouble
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth. Yeah. Next one is yeah. Power structures.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
and all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh. In the name of I.S.U.P.K. Listen to us now. Right now. Saying evil is a curse. And punishment destruction. To the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, teachers, princes, priests, Israelite brothers in the school. Said evil is a curse, and punishment destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches, go into the last sanctuary. Said evils and curses, punishment destruction to the Edomites, and the nation, and their drug dealers, the court system, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, Pope, Islam, Christianity, Catholicism, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, political Matata, gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, cable access channel, and the radio channel. Take the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathens that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Michael and Gabriel come down to flying saucer and punish all the heathen and they come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it be known by all. There's an angel that have done it. Cause it be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy covenant. And then Yahweh, thank you always. So peace.
What's down in Christ? All right. You go ahead, just put it down to the side. Close that up. Yeah. All right. Yeah, smash that.
Yeah, y'all sure.
All right. Mm-hmm. You hand him that tonight. Tonight. All right. So the brother is So you know the last three verses, right?
Yeah, 15 through 17.
You want to look through that? Yeah, right there. All right. So the brother's going to get into Salaki. It says, can you bring this webcam down a little bit? Because I'll tell you when it's too wide. A little bit more. That's too wide. Mm-hmm. The brother's going to get into Ecclesiastes. We are going to finish up the last three verses in the 8th chapter. Then we're going to move forward to the 9th chapter. So I'll just tell you when to stop. You go ahead at verse 15. Is verse 15 correct?
Right.
Yeah, verse 15. So you sure you read 14, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 15, 16, 17.
You must have missed that. Next time, it's just like left over, we'll just attack all of them.
All right.
See what I'm saying? All right, you go ahead at verse 15, and I'll let you know which side. Salaki. Salaki, you're on Chronicles, my bad. Yeah, you're on Chronicles. Yeah, Ecclesiastes. Yeah. The 8th chapter. Just a second here. Yeah, it's going to be 8 to 15. Now I'm leaving the 9th chapter, we know how to go to verse 4. mistaken. Yeah, 8. You see it now? Yeah, it would be this way. It might be the next page. Yeah, it gotta be the next page. It's gonna be the next page, yeah. Because it's right to left. Yeah, there you go. It's last verse 18 or 17.
Oh, this page is 16.
It starts at 16? Hold on, let me just slide. Just make sure. Hey, that's right.
Yeah.
Was it only 3 verses in there?
Right. 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, give me a second. It's weird. Right here is what, 12, 13, 14, yeah. 14. That's 15, 16. Oh, 17 is right here.
So where do I start at?
Yeah, you start at 15.
Yeah, the end there. Oh, end at 17.
Yeah, it is at 17. I was looking for 17 myself. Okay, you got it. And of course, Tarab, let him read those 3, and you can read the 4.
All right.
I mean, so like it's
The next,
once done
the
those
next
3.
chapter.
Yeah, yeah. So once he's done with those last 3, it's going to end up off verses 1 through 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. All right, go ahead.
Where's Shabbat?
Bring it down in 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Wash your bar.
I.S.U.P.K. That's the first year, right? I.S.U.P.K.
Kapia.
I.S.U.P.K.
Yeah, I always think in mind, like, like some type of Gadite chief or something, and how they be talking, with they dialect and stuff like that. That probably help a little bit also.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Ashar. A yarn.
It's not anything like that.
To walk.
To walk.
Decide.
Down.
Down.
Time.
Car.
Right.
Tasha.
It'd be Hashemash.
Hashemash. Kiyar.
Right. Right.
Call. Is that a wolf?
Right.
Wala. Shaddai, Wakah,
Wath.
Wath,
Make sure also it's called verses.
verse 15 is like,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wallah, Shah, Ma, Wakah,
Walk.
Mawak, Waha, Wa'a,
Right.
Wahala,
Right.
Yala, Wa, Bauer,
Wala.
La,
Wanawa.
Wanawa. Ba'ai, Bai, Malawi,
Right.
Yamiyar,
Yamaya.
Maya, Wada,
Ashar. Ashar.
Bashar, Wada,
Ashar. And then this would be Nathan.
Nathan,
Right.
Ashar, Ashar,
After that'll be Law.
Law.
Oh yeah, the Ashar. Yeah, you're right on that.
Okay.
Then that'll be Nathan. Right after
Ashar, Nathan, Law,
Law.
Law. Haya, Nalu,
Lion.
Lion. Kata,
The Koth.
Takat, Hasha, Mara, Hasha,
Mash.
Hashamash. Verse 16. Ka'a, Shaddai,
Shar.
Ahmad Shar, Ka, Kawa, Kalawa,
Nathalia.
Nathadia,
Right.
Aka,
You know, Ah.
Ah,
Always look for the little boot heel.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thigh. If it don't have that, then it'll be a Ka.
Ata, Labaru,
Labia.
Labia, Wada, like that,
Wadai.
Wadaya, Kako,
Take your time. Kaka.
Kaka,
You had it. Kakama.
Kakam, Ra, Da'a, Watha,
Wa.
Wath, Atha, Ath,
Break it down. 2 and 3.
Ahath,
Yeah.
Asai, Kai, Waya, Wayazat,
Now 1.
and Nine.
Shah.
Masha. Allah.
I.
Aya. Aha. Tizak.
Right. Al-Rakaza.
Watiza. Kara.
Yeah.
Kiya.
God.
That's God.
Gad right there.
Gad.
Which verse is that?
We're at verse 16.
Wayam.
Baya. Wam.
Wayam. Wakala.
Yeah.
Wakala.
Ball.
Wabal.
Break it down 3 and 3. Ball.
Wabal. Yeah. La.
There you go.
La.
Yeah. Yala. Right.
Shana.
Right.
Shana.
Right. That's it.
Ba'ad. Yeah.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Yawa.
Bayan.
Yawa.
Bayan. Ya.
Hey, China. Keep turning on the light.
Ya.
Right.
Nawa.
What?
Na'a. Nawa. Da'a. Yatha. Yathawa.
Yahya.
Yahya. Off. Kala.
Call. Yeah.
Off. Call. Ma'ad. Shah.
Right.
Ma'ad. Shah. Ha'a. Ha'al.
Call.
Ahal.
Yeah.
Ahal. Hayasa.
Hayam.
Hayam. Kura. Kawai. Kiya. La'a.
Ram.
Aram. La'a. La'a.
Lamar.
Lama.
Tazawa.
Tazawa.
Break it down.
Lama
Down
Tazawa.
2 and 3. 3 and 2.
And then Aha.
Amar.
Where you at?
Oh, okay. So this one. If you down this one.
I'm on 17. I didn't see.
Yeah.
Say 17.
Yeah, in the middle of 17.
Yes.
So the end. Nice shot right there.
Hala. Allah. Ya. Hayom. Kawad. Ra'a. Ya. Yawa. Yaka. Ha'a. Dayum. Lama. Ma, A, Shara, Asha, Na, Na'a, Shara, and Tha, Thaka, Thakatha, Hasha, Masha, Kasha, Asha, 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 and Ya'a, Mala, Ha'a, Dama, Laba, Kusha, Laba, Ko, Laba, Kusha, Wala, Yom, Ana, Aha, Yom, Aha.
Is that verse 17?
No, I'm at the end of 17 now.
Okay.
All right. The Gum, Ama, Ya'a, Nara, Ahad, Ha, Haka, Sayan, Hakakam, Lara, Lada, Ladai, Adai, La'a, Yawa, Kala, Lawa, Lula, Layum, Anat.
Got it?
Yeah, that's it.
Son in Christ, that's good.
Call. Za. Natatiya. Ah. Labia. Lao Bawa. Bawar. Ah. Call. Za. Ashar. Adazar. Yakoyo. Wa. Kamaya. Wide. Badya. Bayad. Alayam. Gum. Abba. Gum. Shanya. Awan. Yawadai. Adam. Nakal. Lapan. Yam.
Which verse that's right?
We're verse 1 still. Going into verse 2.
Okay, you got it.
Verse 2. Akal. Kashar. Lakal, Maquara, Laka, Latazad Yakwa, Walar Sha'at, Lasawa, Latawa, brother. Watawar, Walatama, Walaz Bak, Walashar, Ayananawa, Zabak, Katawa, Katata'a, Anash Ba'a, Kashar, Shabawai, Yar, Za, Rai, Bakal, Ashar, Nayasha, the Kaf, Ashamash, Kaya, Makwar, Aka, Laka, Lakal, Wagam, La, Banya, Adam, Malak, Rai, Wawa, Lalawa, Balababam, Bakayayam, What? Karyawa, Amatya, Kaya, Maya, Ashar, Yabakar, Yabakar, Kar, Hakayam, Yash, Batakwan, Kaya, Lakala, Kaya, Ayaw, Sawa, Man, Ahariya, Amath. That's four.
Okay, awesome. Salakia, just 1 second. Elijah, real quick. 1 second. Real quick. If you want to, you can just go in the program. Yeah, if you could just grab it real quick. Just this real quick. Just give me 1 second, all right? Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Salaki for that. Okay. All right. So Salaki, yeah. So we want to get into Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, finishing off the last 2 verses. We want to get into the 4 verses in the 9th chapter. And by the way, the 9th chapter is one hell of a chapter as well. It's a very relatable topic, which we are going to get into a little bit. Just to recap for last week. Last week we mostly spoke about the lifespan and vanity of a person's life, whether they was wicked or righteous. You know what I mean? And that seems to be the topic always when it talks about the righteous and the wicked. It was talking about the lifespan, meaning how the days are numbered based on a situation or a scenario. So to speak, is how King Solomon broke it down. It's what we got into last week, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Everybody recalls that, right?
Right.
As far as how the wicked, life is like a shadow. You see what I'm saying? A shadow meaning that, it's going to creep up on them. See what I'm saying? That thing that they're doing, the Lord is going to chastise or punish them for. All right? So with this, we're going to go ahead and move forward, not waste no time, and get into it. Can we get Ecclesiastes 8 to 15?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, can we read 14 just for clarification? The what?
Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 14.
Right.
There is a vanity which is done upon the earth.
Say it again.
There is a vanity that is done which is done upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
That there be just men, unto whom happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men, to whom it happeneth according. I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just men that get cut off and everything. And about the wicked men that prolong the days.
Right. And that's pretty much what it was. But why do you think King Solomon said that this also is vanity? Why do you think he said that?
With a simple fact that, like, say, for instance, with the just man that get cut off early in his days, because, the strength of the young man is his youth.
Right.
But the youth also is vanity because everyone gets old and everybody still got to die. And the old man that lives prolongs his days in his wickedness, which is also another form of vanity, because he done accumulated all of this stuff and he done lived out all of these years, and a lot of people are still looking at him as being wise, even though he could be a plumb fool.
Right.
Just made some good business moves.
Right. And that's facts. You know what I'm saying? And I think last time I said that I think about Christians, how Christians live this long life of just wickedness and just a lot of evil in this time.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And like, now, I think about people like, Eddie Long, like how the Lord killed Eddie Long. And it's like, damn, he had it coming. See what I'm saying? It seemed like he had more time.
Right.
But, Lord cut his life, short. And honestly, of course, we don't rejoice in anybody's death. But, if the Lord has to kill you in order for you to stop your wickedness, then so be it. See what I'm saying? He'll come back, but let's just pray he does not come back as his old self, as Eddie Long.
Right.
He comes back as someone else who is glorious and who is not the person that he left this earth to be. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Man, being a pastor and being, in politics, you're only going to partake in everything that's wicked. And what's so funny is about these shows tell you. These shows depict the reality of politicians, Christians, and everything. It's a show that the brother Bakar Dom had put me on, Greenlee. Okay, how many seasons is there? The data, and I had to stop the show and stuff, right? And I remember all the time on my break, I used to watch the show. It was really good. And it's on Netflix. And it was so perfect because I feel like they didn't miss nothing as far as the depiction of a black Christian family. We talking about all the homosexuality, like sex scandals, so-called wedlock, children who, that one person that's be like, oh, that's my little brother. but really that's their son. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those things, and then you got somebody sleeping with the same person. What was it infidelity, adultery, all these things. Like it was a really good show to really depict the dynamic and reality of Christian pastors, especially black ones.
Right.
And it just lets me know, like, damn, like, how come people don't look at this and see that they should not do those things? And being a Christian is just big business. Christian pastors are nothing but pimps.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And they whore, the people that are vulnerable in the hood out. They whore them out all the time. You know what I mean? So once again, that is vanity.
Right.
It's vanity at the fact that, they get to live a delicious life versus those that don't. You know what I mean? And it's backwards sometimes. All right, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, and it's just like in that same Christian pastor, when he get dressed with his dope suit on, his Armani suit or whatever kind of suit he's wearing, and then he look at himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And he say, I'm the shit,
Yeah. Right.
He like that, straight on some pimp stuff, straight up. And he think about all the power that he got and all the, men's wives at his access, at his disposal, all of that.
Yeah. And the Bible also says that, there will be people that will be lovers of themselves.
Right.
That's, 1 Timothy, if I'm not mistaken. People will be lovers of themselves and just be obsessed with their own image and who they are. What is that, a narcissist?
Yeah, that's certainly
a narcissist, a person that's arrogant as hell.
Right.
Like a person also is prideful who they don't see nothing, wrong about, how they live their life.
Right.
See what I'm saying? The things that they say, things that they live by, their way of life, their code of conduct.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what he's talking about. As far as the vanity, just to elaborate. Can you move forward? Keep going.
Verse 16. When I applied my heart up, just doing the business of whatever it is that he's doing, so much when he losing sleep and, that's all his mind consists of.
Now, how do we relate to today in the UPK? I know you know.
Oh, yeah, inside the UPK.
Yeah.
Just putting in the work.
Putting in the work, meaning like we don't sleep.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a thing. I remember when Captain Marquai, Kunayala, and the Bar Maz, they told me one day when I was a little younger in the truth, and told me how you're gonna have to divorce sleep. You see what I'm saying? When you want to sleep, you want to sleep when you're dead. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, there is work to do. Right. And it's funny though, because at first I took it literal. I'm like, damn, I gotta die to go to sleep. Just being young as hell. Now when I was a young ass officer at 50, I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? You gotta die when you sleep. See what I'm saying? So, but what that means is that you put in so much work that you don't get time to sleep. You don't get time to be with, your children, your wife. You see what I'm saying? Our family, friends, to socialize and things of that sort. Because there's things out here to do. You know what I mean? Now, when you do find that time to do it, you are a blessed person. Because a lot of people don't have that opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, now as men grow up in the school, grow up in the truth, the ones that did everything from the jump get to relax a little bit. So I'm saying those captains get a little break, from time to time. Because now they got men underneath them who is next in line to put in the work. See what I'm saying? And who's able to, take on other responsibilities. Captains should not have to take on those same responsibilities of teaching all the classes. You see what I'm saying? Taking out all the camps. Now it's ready. It's time for new men to do that. See what I'm saying? To follow in those same footsteps. You know what I mean? Because the captains and generals got other responsibilities to take care of that's way above our heads. That we are not, authorized or ready to do yet. You know what I mean? Until shown otherwise or told otherwise. All right? So keep going.
Verse 17. Then I beheld all the work of God, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun.
I believe I just said something like that, didn't I? I believe I just said something.
All kind of things like that, How is everything made of fire when you break it down to its atoms and stuff like that? Everything is made of fire.
Right, and also too, there is a scripture in the Bible. Me and Kodash pulled this. I want to say maybe 2-3 months ago. It is in the same book where it says something like that. It was like, it says something like, the scripture was talking about how you will tell a person what something is, right? But they'll try to discover to see if it's something else rather than what you told them what it is. Like, for example, you tell a person that broccoli is just a damn vegetable. Well, no, but yeah, tomato is just a damn vegetable or a fruit, right? And they will just say, how it can heal the body of all its diseases, all its STDs and things of that sort. Just go on and beyond. It's like, no, it's a goddamn fruit or vegetable, whatever it is, right?
Right.
You tell a person that the sky is blue, they'll tell you that it's a different type of blue. Nigga, it's blue. You see what I'm saying? It's blue. You know what I mean? And then, it was talking about how people would seek out, like this scripture is a precept, how they would seek out, something else rather than what you would tell them it is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, which is true.
Yeah, because like you tell a person like, that right there, that is a man. You know what I mean? And they'll tell you, that is a woman stuck in a man's body. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of confusion.
Right.
I can find that precept. You know what I mean? I gotta find that precept because I was happy because it's similar to what this one was talking about. But you keep going to the next chapter unless you want to say something.
Yeah, we can go to the next chapter.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, shh.
Chapter 9.
Mm-hmm.
For all this I considered in my heart, even the hand of God.
Also, I believe we read a scripture that time. You see what I'm saying? Don't be righteous over much, like pretty much like you just want to stick to what you are assigned to do. You see what I'm saying? You want to stick to what you are assigned to do, and you don't want to overstep your boundaries. You know what I mean? Like you got some people who question almost everything. Not like question everything as far as like order, for example. Because I remember reading the book of 2nd Esdras and hearing how seeing how Esdras pretty much was questioning the angel a lot, and the Lord was pretty much checking him in a way for him to understand to let him know, look, worry about what is really important, what is in front of you.
Right.
Don't worry about what is above your head.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's like pretty much saying like stay in your lane.
Right.
All right. So it's like, can you read chapter 9, verse 1 again?
Chapter 9, verse 1. For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and the works are in the hand of God. Right,
and that's proof to let you know that all these things that are happening is in the hands of the Most High. All right, this is not in the hands of you. Okay, the Lord has the authority and the power of the things that we see today in the earth. It is the Most High. If you want any explanation, the Lord is behind all of this. If you want to think about the COVID-19, the wildfires, you want to think about all the death and murder that's going on, you want to check out this Bible. You want to see that the Lord is the one that is operating things in this earth. It's not the Illuminati, it's not the Rothschilds, it's none of that. The Lord is in control of all of this, all right? Keep going. Hey, keep it down. Keep going.
No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them.
What does that mean? Damn, that's deep.
Right.
What is that saying?
In our own mind, we don't know love and hate. We think that we love it, but we really hate.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's that thing like not only do we have as Black and Hispanics, not only do we have a identity crisis as far as who we are as a people, but we don't know what real hate and love is in the world.
Right.
We think the moment that we get killed by our oppressor, we should feel the need to forgive them. That's us loving the enemy or loving that person that's putting us in that country.
Right.
But meanwhile, we see what's the thing where you're on a jury Huh?
I can't even think of the name of it.
You know where you sit down at and you're behind and shit like that. They jump over the damn gate pretty much and started to beat the killer's ass. You know what I mean? In the court. And of course, these are all niggas. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, when Esau kills us, we all, what, we forgive you. We understand. Sorry, I mean, it's not your fault.
Right.
Like, I was so pissed off when man, who was it, man? Who died recently? Who was the brother that died in his apartment and the girl, the police?
What was Bobby G?
Yes.
Right.
Man, the family forgave that devil.
Right.
They forgave that bitch. Good night. They hugged her and everything. And it was the brother that forgave the devil too.
Right. That's sickening, man.
I wanted to break my phone.
Yeah. They don't never do that with us.
They never do that with us, which lets you know that there's a misconception as far as what real love and hate is. And some people don't understand that. A lot of people say that the racism between whites and blacks started in the 1800s. That's a goddamn lie.
Right.
It started with Cain and Abel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I mean, if I was to be accurate, the story of Cain and Abel, I mean, it was over 7,000 years ago, maybe. No, it's probably farther than that.
Yeah, a little further than that. Think
How-
about the
what,
flood. Yeah, maybe it was somewhere around 10,000 years.
10,000 years ago. That's a long goddamn time.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like about 10,000 years or more ago. To be on the little accurate side, that's 10,000 years or more of hatred, and that's how deep it runs. You see what I'm saying? And people think that they're wise and that they're scholars, and they say that it's been around since the 60s and the early 1800s when slavery first started. No, this is not the first slavery that we had as Black and Hispanic people. You see what I'm saying? I mean, have you run into the white man a couple of times underneath his rulership? Not just once, right?
Yes,
Not just once.
The only thing, the hatred just gets worse and worse.
Yeah,
Just
400 years of slavery and other captivities with other nations as well. And of course, we charge them. We charge them as well. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And also too, the same enemy that has us in this slavery.
Right.
Even when he wasn't ruling and on top, he would creep his way in to help. Just like when the ancient Babylonians invaded Jerusalem.
That's right.
Esau was right with him, trying to inch himself in.
Right.
Because now he saw an opportunity to destroy his enemy. Even when we was in ancient Egypt,
right.
It was like it was the same way.
Right. And, right, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are you talking about the time of Jeremiah with the Ark and the Covenant and all of that?
Yeah, during the time of Jeremiah, because Jeremiah lived during the time of the Babylonian captivity.
Yeah, I know that for certain. And is that around the time that we so-called lost the Ark of the Covenant? Or
no, that was before that. That was during the time. Yeah, it was before that.
Okay.
Much before that.
Okay.
But at the same time, though, during that time, the white man wasn't a power.
Okay,
he was scared somewhere in the caves, shaking and shit,
Right.
At that time, he hadn't gained no power at that time.
Exactly.
It's like during the time of, even King David, during the time of King David and King Solomon, they had to shrink back.
Yes.
That's what white people do. And there's another thing, too. When white people are under the fear of being oppressed, they separate themselves automatically.
Automatically, every time.
Right. They will go up in the mountains, and they will hide out there until they can muster up the resources, and then they set a king over them, and then they come down to wreak the havoc once they figure that their forces are now strong enough.
Right. See what I'm saying? When you said that, I think of Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
I think of Alexander, the homosexual, not the great.
Right. The Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church. You see what I'm saying? I think of all those strong, strong people. Hitler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what? I ain't mad at Hitler though. I know he hated niggas. I hated his ass too. You see what I'm saying? But Hitler definitely. You know what I mean? I like the way that Hitler thought.
Yeah, I did too. I had some type of respectful.
I respect him. You know what I mean? You know, he's a devil that I respect. Like Donald Trump, like he'll let you know that he don't like your ass. You see what I'm saying? Speaks up, and all his people are trash.
Right.
And like spittle, like the Lord said. Good night. You see what I'm saying?
Even Abraham Lincoln, because you had some dudes that were a little more honest, some devils that were more honest.
Yeah.
And Abraham Lincoln said, you know, he said himself, black people and white people should be separate because we are total opposites of one another. You can't get another people on the face of the earth that are so much opposites against one another. You know, we are, you know what I'm saying, night and day. You know.
And go ahead.
And he was about, you know, segregation and stuff like it. It's funny because a lot of people think Abraham Lincoln was black. No, he was a devil.
Yeah.
And that was a slander against him when they said he was trying to free the slaves. They try to use propaganda against him because they know that would have had the whole country in an uproar against him.
Right.
So he had to clear that stuff up. You know. And he cleared out all of that up. And I'm not trying to free the slaves. He had to go straight out, you know.
Yeah, a lot of black people think that you know he was for niggas and shit like that. And then when you try to tell niggas, well, explain. Well, you know, he freed the slaves, and you know, he didn't have slaves.
Right. Why would he? It don't even make any sense business-wise, economic-wise. Yeah.
He had slaves in his house.
Right. All of the presidents did.
All of the presidents had slaves.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, what are you talking about? Also, too, I gotta find this article. For some reason, this article is so hard to find. It's an article that talks about how Abraham Lincoln, he wrote out a decree to lynch 257 either Hispanics or Native Americans.
It was the biggest Native American lynching in history.
And it happened in one day. It happened in one day. You see what I'm saying?
Prove itself.
Yeah.
That's what it was. He had to do something.
But you don't hear that story a lot. It's the whole point. Also, too, Abraham Lincoln was responsible for, don't get me wrong, Abraham Lincoln was responsible for, I believe, lynchings in Minnesota as well, as far as the Native Americans on the reservations years ago in the early time that he ran.
Right.
That was middle 1800s.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he was responsible for a lot of stuff. Yeah. He got to try to redeem himself because of his slanderers.
Right.
Exactly. You know, people that were slandering him and all that. So now he had to prove that he can hate niggas with the best of them.
That's right. So once again, you know, I mean, you know, it's like we did elaborate a little bit, but you know, that's the whole thing about the, you know, the love and the hatred. All this is before them. Like there are things far beyond, you know, our understanding as Black and Hispanic people, you know, especially in the world that don't understand what the Lord has in His earth, how things are set up in His earth, and that's why I put in front of anybody's face into the first chapter, verses 13 through 15, to tell you that Christ is Black. For some, you know what? I gotta give it to these people in the world though. They get creative and try to tell you that it is something different than what it really is.
Right.
Now I be thinking like, where the hell did you get that from?
Right. It's like a magic trick.
It's like a magic trick. It's like it says that he's a nigga, but you're like, but no, what that really says is this. Like, where the hell did you get this from? Right. Go ahead.
Well, this is what they do.
I'll be like, good night.
Because this is what threw me off back in the day. They'll say, no. What you see there is only talking about spiritual, and it represents, and everything is just some type of representation of something. When they say his feet were like fine brass, it was burned in the furnace. They'll say some stuff like, you know, because he was so powerful, and that was what was seen in the image, and white like food, because of it was all spiritual.
Yeah,
it wasn't physical.
Right, you know, and they sound so gay, just so moist. It sounds
right.
Just very, very gay. It doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people gravitate towards lies versus the truth. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in the world don't like to be told that their whole life was nothing but a lie. It takes a strong person to be humble enough to really accept the fact that what they learned or what they was taught was not it.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being wrong in a situation. You see what I'm saying? As long as you learn from that situation, you thrive. But if you are a person where you like, you know what, you think I was wrong, but I was really right. You just don't have the knowledge that I have. Like, what the hell are you saying? You know what I mean? Like, once again, this Bible goes far beyond a lot of our understandings that people may think that they have all the answers when they don't. This Bible, after reading this Bible, and you see, I'm the one that got to be persecuted and pierced. You know what I mean? Like, damn, imagine that.
Right.
Imagine just living your life and then, you know, come to I.S.U.P.K and you read the Bible, you like, so wait, I gotta die for y'all niggas? So like, I gotta be the one. Good night. You know what I mean?
Right. That's powerful when you break it down. Because think about it. Because he had to be born just like any other person on the face of the planet.
Anybody else?
He wasn't born with the knowledge that, you know, he was the son of God. He wasn't born with that. He had to grow and learn just like everybody else. He had to see things in the world, things that he didn't want to see. You know, he had to go through all of that whole same stuff, you know. Yeah, it is pretty wild thought right there. He had to be born with no remembrance. Of his position in heaven.
Right.
You know, that's pretty wild right there.
Just imagine the type of man that he was that the Bible describes. It gives you a glimpse of what type of man he was. And just seeing all the things that he's done, the miracles. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then what's so powerful about the Bible is that a lot of people put a lot of you know, magic mystery to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it's just self-explanatory.
Right.
The things that they seen in the Bible, we're seeing today. It's no different.
Right.
And it blows people's minds. It's for those that really pay attention and see, like, so damn, like, so this is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you go ahead and keep going. Let's finish this up. Verse 2.
Okay. Chapter 9 and verse 2. All things come alike to all. There is one even event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean and to the unclean, to him that sacrifices and to him that sacrifices not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth as he that feareth an oath.
So what does that speak about in a nutshell?
Yeah, what it's saying is that, you know, certain things are going to happen to all, you know, regardless of whether you're faithful, you're not, you know, such and such is going to be, you know, things is going to come up for you that's, you know, and it's like, you know, when it talks about the sun should come up, you know, on the just and the unjust, you know, things like that, you know, rains up on the head of the just and unjust.
Right, like for example, like there's going to be a time and day where the Lord visits everybody. You know what I'm saying? In this earth, visit every single body in this earth, whether you're just or you're unjust. You are going to know that the Lord was, you know, that you seen the Lord that day. And when we say see the Lord, meaning that you see His work. Of course, you will never physically see the Most High because you're not able to, you know, handle His presence. You will die. See what I'm saying? That's why Moses' face was glowing. Remember that? He had to have that veil around his face.
Right.
I mean, over his face. So I said, yeah, over. I mean,
is whatever he seen was just so powerful that he was able to write 5 books off of it. That's something serious right there. You know what I'm saying? Just what he's seen, just off the, you know what I'm saying? And then remember, because also too, the woman touched the hem of Christ's garment, which the back piece of his fringes and everything, and got healed.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
When Moses seen the back of the Most High and everything, that empowered him to write 5 whole books.
Yeah, that's right.
That's some serious stuff right there.
That's right. Yeah, first 5 books of Moses, man.
If he had a scene like the front of Moses, that would have been way too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Moses would probably exploded or something.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, and a lot of people always say too that you know, God has been on the earth before. God can't be on this earth. You see what I'm saying? This earth is too small for him.
Right. This is his footstool.
It's his footstool, literally his footstool. So I mean, imagine he's compared. What is it? A giant? You know what I'm saying?
Way more than that.
Yeah, I'll say a giant. I'm just saying like he's just big. He's a man that's just beyond this world. You know what I'm saying?
When he came down up on the mountain and everything, that was some dope stuff right there. That was
my fire.
Right. Yeah, that was so dope. It said when he told them, don't touch the mountain. Any man or beast, or you're gonna die. And he said, I'll come through on the third day. Because everybody on the team, well, who's this guy? We ain't seen him. And, such and such. And you know how we be. We ain't seen him. And then next thing you know, they out there the third day, they seen the lightning come first. You know what I'm saying? They saw that sparking through the sky first. And then they heard the thunder come. Because now he's coming down. And his presence is causing all of this to happen. And then next thing you know what I'm saying, where stuff start rumbling, you know what I'm saying? And then it said the trumpets start blasting like crazy, you know what I'm saying? And he came down upon the mountain in fire. That's some dope stuff right there. I'll read this scripture. He came down in fire up on the mountain, and said the mountain was smoking.
He
came down upon it.
Yeah, I mean, you can only just imagine, man. Like, just based on the scriptures, man. Like, we have no idea just how powerful the Lord is. But that's in scripture. Though. That's it. So the Lord will definitely judge, or definitely, visit you and see you whether you are righteous, wicked, clean, or unclean. You see what I'm saying? But keep going if you could. Verse 3.
Okay. Verse 3. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun. That there is one event unto all.
Right.
Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go to the. It's one thing that will come when anybody pushes the agenda of all people coming together.
Right.
It's only to do one thing, that's to come against the Lord and the angels. That's it. That's the way it's always been throughout the course of history, and it ain't no different now.
That's right, Darren. Right. Hey, give him a man. That's right. And that's really the truth. It's like the same thing when we read in Psalm the 83rd chapter. So I'm saying, how the other nations all came together to come up against and be confederate against the children of Israel.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's funny how they're all together, but one is left out. Who's left out is the nation of Israel. So of course they are being attacked by all sides.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they using us as the slaves in it, just like here. You know what I'm saying? The Tower of Babel was the same. It was just like here. Now think about it. The only difference is, like, say for instance, you have the Tower of Babel, from back then, where they had bricks to rise up to the Most High. But what they got now, NASA's, they don't have to use literal bricks.
Right.
Yeah, they have powerful kingdoms, which is also spoken of as mountains and everything. And then they have the space program too, which is doing the same thing. The Tower of Babel didn't have nothing no different. They had, remember seeing like Babylon 5, all the Star Treks and all of that, all of the different stuff. That's notice that they had every accommodation up on those. Everything, they have restaurants, clubs.
That's crazy.
They had all of the restaurants, clubs, everything, every pleasure that we have now here. They had in the Tower of Babel. The thing about it, when the Tower of Babel gets destroyed, the Most High confused the languages and everything, the knowledge gets lost.
That's right.
The Most High puts a spirit of forgiveness on people, and they got to rebuild and do it all over again.
All over again. You see what I'm saying? It's been like that for every kingdom.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Anytime we was in a different captivity, that was a kingdom, and it was always like that. That's why we are the ones that are working and laboring and dying to build up each and every single empire, including America today.
Right.
Let's keep going. So like when it says of course, we know that they're full of evil and madness in their heart while they live, and after that they go to
rich, and that's nothing to them. Like the rich Saudis and all of them, they just got money just to throw away. I remember in Louisville, they had a Saudi dude. They held a whole race at Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs is probably the biggest horse racing thing in the world.
Okay. It's a horse race?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's probably the Churchill Downs in Louisville is like probably the biggest horse racing thing in the world, where all the Michael Jordan hangs out there all the time. He's there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a known fixture at Churchill Downs. But then you have the people that are way richer than him. Mm-hmm. They go there, like the rich Saudis and stuff like that. They go there. One dude was so rich that they held a race until he could show up on his helicopter.
Good night. It's not that serious. Good night.
Right. But then, at the end of the day, through all their devices, they go into the dead.
They are going to the dead.
Think about it. Look at all the wealth that they done got off enslaving the Most High's people and all of that. They have to pay the ticket.
God, that's right.
And just like you can eat, you go to a restaurant and you can eat all you want, talk about all the pleasure you have, you eat every damn thing, but at the end you got to pay that bill.
You do, right, yeah, right.
They got a bill to pay. All the nations got a bill to pay, and that's what's going to drive them with the dead, because they're going to be driven with the same damn people that took the same oath and the same deal that they took.
They're right. Hey, you're absolutely right about that, and that's all throughout the Bible. All right, let's go ahead and get the last verse.
Verse 4, for to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. Mm-hmm. For a living dog, this verse is cold right here. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
So what is that talking about? I know you got this right.
A living dog, even though the dog is looked at as something of low value, right? Like, we would be the dog right now. A dog is way less valued than a lion. A lion is looked at as being far greater than a dog. The white man right now is looked at as being far greater than us and some of the other nations also.
Right.
But if we're living, we keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and the Most High's will is being off slavery and all of that. And then here's another thing too. When you look at the Lion King, remember they tried to make the hyenas like black people.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And they made Simba and they're white people.
So. I remember that.
And the hyenas are the dog family.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that whole. It was like okay. You remember when that whole Illuminati thing was big?
Right.
I remember looking at something about the Lion King that was breaking that down. And it actually made sense. Like, I'm not big on conspiracy theories or anything like that. I'm not, right? But it was a very interesting dialogue as far as that, and that's how I looked at it too.
Right.
Because the imagery and the reflection and the mockery.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how I seen it. As if they was just goofy and garbage and just
always laughing and huckabucking and all of that stuff.
Right.
Remember the one, one hyena that was Busta Rhymes.
Good night.
From Higher Learning.
Are you serious?
Right.
Good.
Remember a situation came up in the movie Higher Learning and Busta Rhymes, because that was Q's right hand man. Mm-hmm. And he had the dreads and everything back then, and he just started laughing and all of that. That one hyena was supposed to represent him.
Good night. Yeah, the white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Good night. I didn't know that.
And then one was Whoopi Goldberg getting the voice for one of them.
Really?
But that one, right. The hyenas, you know about that, sis? Yeah, the hyenas are supposed to represent black people. But the movie, the original Lion King, was supposed to represent black people as the lions.
Okay.
The original. Yeah, because it used to be a play.
Right, it used to be a play. That's right. I do recall that.
But when the devil took it on, he made the lions white. And made, us like the hyenas and the monkey, all kind of stuff like that. And Simba was like the one that was going around with the niggas and all of that. He was a white dude and he didn't understand his greatness. But he's running around as a wigger. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, I done have friends like that, and they grew on to be white. And then assuming their role and their position. I mean, I had white, these were my step cousins. They grew on to be white people.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I know what you mean.
You know, they were two different courses. You know?
About Day of Atonement, which is going to be at sundown at 7, all right? So clap it up real quick. All right. So catch us in a couple of hours for the Day of Atonement, which is sundown to sundown tomorrow, which is Sunday, all right? That being said, shalom.